Mom and Dad, I've been at a sleepaway camp for almost 3 weeks. And I'm getting very scared.
Welcome to Sleepaway Camp. Someone is watching you.
Hey, Mama, Reba!
Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
Turn the wheel! Oh my God!
Sleepaway Camp. You won't be coming home.
The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Radio. I don't know what's working. Ken Boggle just logged in at the last, actually during the credits, and Facebook is not connecting tonight. So only the people at scarefestradio.com and maybe Twitter and Twitch are going to be in, and YouTube Live. Fuck Facebook. Anyway. That's where we are, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to the show. The original broadcast date is October 12th, 2018. And if you weren't keeping up with things, we have Felissa Rose tonight.
Hey, guys!
Everybody knows her from Scarefest. You know her from Sleepaway Camp. And before we even go any more, Felissa, I'm going to fanboy and tell you, you are simply the absolute sweetest celebrity I've ever met.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea what that means to me. I will never be able to explain what that means to me.
Well, now I am going to explain to the viewers why I say this. This year I was the moderator for the Scream Queens panel. They told me it was going to start at like 4:45. It was scheduled for 4:30, but the Saul panel went long. So I said, take your time, Wesley. Take your time. You've got extra 15 minutes. At 4:30, this group of people are at my table going, what the hell are you doing at your table? You're supposed to be moderating Scream Queen. So I run in the door, and everyone else is giving me these side glances except for the lovely Felissa Rose, who actually acts like she's happy to see me.
I was. I know how those things go. You know, everyone's running around. There's so much happening at one time. You never know if you're a little late or not. And you're amazing. And, you know, I appreciate that you were there.
And now the second part of the story is, after the panel, they gave me this message: get all the Scream Queens to the horror trivia thing. I thought, okay, now I love Tiffany Shepis, but I thought Tiffany Shepis was going to whip my ass. Right then and there.
Well, she usually whips my ass, so.
But Felissa just gets this big grin and says, hey, that sounds like fun. So you have earned a fanboy from me for the rest of whatever, for your career or life, however you want to look at it. I just wanted to put that out there to you.
Thank you so much. And you'll never know what it means to me. I already cried. I'm here on set for a movie. Tommy Faircloth is directing A Nun's Curse. I did Family Possessions with him. I'm here on set with the cast and crew. And I already broke down early this morning because we were just talking about how amazing the genre is. And I feel as though I could never express my gratitude for being in this space and living with these amazing people. Everyone who works in this field and makes horror movies or supports horror movies have so much heart. And to just experience that, it's like nothing else.
Now, everybody, she kind of dropped it right there. She is actually on a movie set right now. I thought you were at a convention. I wouldn't have bothered you for tonight if I'd known you were going to be filming. But so we're getting a behind the scenes glance, if you will, at how to make a movie. She says she's going into costume here any minute.
Yeah, I'm going to take it around and introduce you to people. Like, Erica is the star of the movie. She played my daughter in Family Possessions.
Hi.
She played Ashley, who's sort of obsessed with nuns in this movie.
It's true.
Yeah.
Nuns are part of her obsession. They are sort of one and the same.
Yes. Nun obsessed. A little scary. That is a horror movie. No. And we're here. Here's special effects over here. You can see Tony Rosen. He's working his magic. This is great. Tony, say hi. And Sean, we're about to shoot a scene. I can't give too much away, but we just, it's been an incredible experience because, like the last movie, oh, here's Tommy Faircloth. This is the director, the writer-director. He wrote and directed Family Possessions. And now he brings you an amazing movie called A Nun's Curse. So, so look for that because he talk about like a passionate and he's one of those people who's just so incredibly creative and passionate and original. So you'll love this film.
Well, now I'm going to ask you right now. Spoilers, no spoilers.
Okay.
But I need to know that this is not going to be another deal where Wesley goes on the internet or on Netflix or whatever, looking for Felissa Rose, pulls up a little movie called Claude.
What?
Claude. You know it as the Garbage Bag Monster, I think.
Oh my!
That
movie. I don't even know what that was. It was like 20 years ago, and I guess Tiffany and I just wanted to have fun together. I don't even.
But I sat through 30 minutes. Now the movie wasn't that bad. Anybody, don't get me wrong. But I tuned in literally to see her and Tiffany Shepis. Sat through 30 minutes of the movie. Here they come. Beautiful acting. They're in a car. Gutted within 30 seconds. Just absolutely gutted. That's the end of the entire thing for me. I could not go on.
I've never seen it. But that's kind of like a movie I did with Davian Maffei, who's from The Strangers Part 2. He stars in this movie. And we made a movie 17 years ago together called Nikos the Impaler. And it was directed, it was written by Ted Yogan, who's written marvelous scripts like We Are Still Here, and directed by Andreas Schnaas from Germany, who did the Violent Shit series. And that was a shit show. It was the craziest. So we've been on set laughing all day about how we met on Nikos the Impaler. But you make movies and you just don't know. But because I've worked with Tommy before, I'm just couldn't wait to collaborate again because I know that his talent and his creativity and his filmmaking is just extraordinary. It's tops.
Now, one more question before I turn you over to Ken, who I have to assume his mic's working because he's never been this quiet in the entire time that he's been co-hosting with me. I'm enjoying that when interviewing you Scream Queens, that you do not hesitate to call out, as you put it just there, the shit shows.
Right.
I look back, I've worked for radio networks that were just horrible, horrible experiences. And I look back, but I'm scared to death to say anything remotely bad about them in public because that shit will come back and haunt me.
And I feel badly. I mean, it's not, you don't ever set out to make a shitty film. You go in with the, all of yourself and your heart and your, the want to make something great. But you have to be honest about it at some point, I am so proud of Family Possessions. I am so proud of Victor Crowley. I think it's more like which ones have exceeded your expectations that you love. But at the end of the day, they're all your babies. you just love some more than others.
Good way to put it. Ken, over to you.
Well, I gotta say, I have loved Felicity Rose ever since I ran into her at a VIP party. You look amazing 100% of the time. And you're always so sweet and always so kind. All the Scarefest people absolutely love you. No, she says, "Oh, how sweet, how sweet."
I know Joe Bob Briggs always makes fun of me because he's like, "You're always like, oh," but it's just, I don't know. Without getting emotional, it's just cool to be here. So thank you for having me.
Well, how do you feel about Scarefest? Like you've been there a couple of times and people adore you, but like, how do you feel about coming year after year and every time that you're involved?
Oh, I love Scarefest. I love Layla and I love Nicole, and I'm obsessed with them. Actually, they're like my sisters who I just want to be around all the time. And I think what sets it apart, quite honestly. And I was telling someone today, I cannot freaking get over the people in Kentucky. The love, the hospitality, how genuine, the constant, hey, talk about kindness. And I'm overwhelmed by it. And that goes a long way. That means so much to me. It's just, the convention Scarefest puts on amazing parties, amazing guests. Everything about it is top notch. I couldn't get over the hospitality suite. Like, everything is just off the charts, incredible. And I do love my convention circuit. I love going from show to show because of how the connection. Because I am a people person and I love hugs, truly, because I like to be intimate with people who love the genre as I do. You know? So it's just a big family.
So, like,
big reunion.
So, like, when you did Sleepaway Camp and all these other films and things, did you know that you were going to end up here, like, absolutely loving the genre and being adored by all these people? Did you have any kind of, like, premonition at all that this was going to happen?
I had no idea. I never even thought anyone would remember Sleepaway Camp. I thought it was just, like, a fun experience in my little 13-year-old life. Like, oh, I went off to camp. I killed a bunch of people. That was really fun. Totally different than what I expected. And then I just went back to school and I really hadn't done anything. I couldn't, really book another movie for a long time. So I went and did a lot of theater in New York. And then somebody called me to do a movie called Birds of a Feather, a short film. And I did that, and then it kind of snowballed. And then other filmmakers would call me.
You have a huge following. As a matter of fact, I was at the salon, which is my day job today, and I was like, Felicity Rose from Sleepaway Camp, and everybody was like, oh my God, yes, like I totally remember her. She's so amazing. And I was like, you should meet her in person. She's like everything in the world that you could possibly imagine. She is so lovely and amazing. So like, you have a huge cult following. And I wonder sometimes like what that does for you. You go from con to con, to another con, and then you film another film, and then you go to con to con to con. Like, do you ever get tired of it? Like, do you ever get tired of the constant?
No, never. It keeps me alive. It keeps me going. It's inspiring because you are always talking with people and hearing their experiences and their thoughts on filmmaking or, just the movies that they love. And that's my passion, so it just gets, you're feeding it. And I love travel. I'm an adventurer. I love my kids. So the only downfall is that I leave my 3 kids, but they understand and they all love horror movies and love what, they get it, what I do. They'll watch this and they'll, watch A Nun's Curse, and they're very involved.
But like, as a mom, like as a working mother, you were saying like that's like the only like downside to doing it. But like they have to be so proud of you, right? I mean, like they're super proud of their mom.
I think they are. I think, they think it's very interesting. Certainly different than all the other moms' jobs, This one's a dental hygienist, this one's an accountant, this one, It's like, oh, and my mom makes horror movies. But they come to all my sets, and they're in a lot of the projects I do. I am one of the producers on a new film starring Sid Haig, PJ Soles, and Caroline Williams called Hanukkah. And my son plays Sid Haig's son. So it's nice because not only was I making a movie that I'm passionate about, but my family was involved. My husband's in it. So we kind of get the whole, the family involved, and then it kind of like makes it just the ultimate experience.
Well, like, do either of your kids or any of the three of your kids like express an interest in doing what you do?
They are. My 13-year-old is in drama in junior high, and she keeps getting the lead in the shows, and she was in the Slayer videos that I did. She plays Bill Moseley and Caroline Williams' daughter, and so does my other daughter. So, like, they keep stepping into horror, but she's studying drama, and that's a good place. That's a good thing to do. Always study what you're about to do. And I'm not pushing my children because it's an adult industry, not adult as in porn, but it's an adult as in mindset. And you really, although my children are mature, a child is never developed enough emotionally to really understand the lay of the land and a set and what happens. And it's tiring. My son was tired. He worked, a long day. So I try to just give them a sprinkle, see if they like it, and then they can figure it out for themselves. And I'll always help and support them.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. What a wonderful woman. Wes, back to you.
Everybody, we can't get Facebook Live to connect tonight because FML. But so we're just going to go on, and we'll mix the commercials in later and make it an entire production. It'll be like a real show. Now, I know that, you're known for the horror genre. But I'm going to tell you, so far, my favorite movie, Garlic and Gunpowder. I loved you in Garlic and Gunpowder. Playing Ma.
I played Ma.
I enjoyed it. First, it was a good movie. But the other thing is, I got to see you so far out of the character that I'm used to you playing that it made it that much more enjoyable.
Well, you know what? I mean, obviously, I'm an older actress. I'm going to be 50 this year. So clearly, I'm not playing the ingenue roles. I'm not trying to play the young roles. So I realized having a career playing characters is much greater now. I'm loving it. I love Ma. I love Kathleen and Victor Crowley. I loved Leah that I played in Zombie Killer. She was the preacher. Now I'm loving Sister Monday that I'm playing here. All so different from one another. And it's really enriching to step into these shoes of such different, such crazy characters, such powerful women in their own right, But Ma was, that was 4.5 hours of makeup every day. To get into that fat suit and the face, and, it was amazing. So fun.
Now, something you just brought up, I want your opinion on this. I agree with you that 10, 20 years ago, an actress's career pretty well cut off at 30, maybe 40 years old. But it seems to me, you point out that you're almost 50, but it seems to me that more and more of the actresses that I'm seeing in mainstream films playing the ingenue are mature. We'll use the word mature woman. Hope you don't get mad.
I am. No, thank you. I've earned these years,
So,
I think we're seeing a lot more women like Lynn Shay and, so many women in both horror and mainstream who are very powerful, doing great work. Frances McDormand, love their work. Kathy Bates, beautiful women of all shapes and sizes, and with long resumes, and will go on for a long time. And I think it's important that we support anyone who gives us great work.
I don't know if you'll have a point of reference because I guess 20 years ago you weren't looking for those parts, obviously. But do you think? Is this a great time to be an actress? I
can speak for myself. This is the best. These are the best few years I've had, both as producer and actress. But definitely as an actress, I'm finding way better roles than years ago. I mean, we were just making fun that I did a movie called Slaughter Party where I'm running in my bikini. You know, was it fulfilling? It was. You know, it was a fun job. Even Camp Dread, which I love. I was a little bit more of the ingenue lead, and that was just like 8 years ago. Now I'm really finding these bigger than life women who I'm sinking my teeth into, and it's definitely because of my years, you know. And I just did a movie called Killer Rose, and it's funny because it stars myself and Caroline Williams, you know, and we're in the same age bracket, running around in our little bodysuits, our leather pants, our guns. So we're definitely seeing a lot more. Look at Jennifer Garner and Peppermint. You know, she's like in her 40s or 40s.
Once again, it's a great time to be alive.
It's great.
Now, I did. Oh, by the way, you referred to Layla as your sister.
Oh.
Next time, tell your sister to go ahead and book your ass.
I'm obsessed with Layla. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. We have so much fun. We were separated at birth. And then when I met Nicole for the first time this year, I realized, oh, we are triplets. Oh, I get it. Okay, we were separated at birth, the three of us.
But to get you on this show, I said, Layla, book Felissa. And she said, I'll be talking to her today. This was like 4 weeks ago. So I waited a week or two, and I said, son of a bitch. So I got on Twitter, everybody. And she graciously jumped at the chance. So I was tickled at that. Now,
well, you know what, Ken? I have to get into my costume.
Okay.
So I was wondering maybe you want to talk to Tommy for a couple of minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Have Tommy sit down and warn him that we're going to do some giveaways. So we'll bring him up here in just a moment.
You should talk to Damien too, since he's in the Strangers part 2. Damien, come say hi. Come on, Tommy. Okay, they're coming to say hi. Come and say hi to these lovely gentlemen who are interviewing. Come here, come and say hi, and let's talk about family possessions and.
Don't leave me.
Come on, sit down, come and talk. I have to get in the habit.
I know, right? I gotta
Okay, well, maybe
you don't have to talk to us, but Felissa has to go get dressed.
Well, no, we appreciate that. We appreciate her being here. Now that she's off camera, how difficult is she to work with?
Oh my God, wears me out. How did she even hear? She didn't have to hear. There's a sleepaway camp thing in the back. No, she's not difficult to work with. Thank God she has energy, because I have zero right now.
Now we're talking to Damien Maffei.
Yeah.
Did I say your name right?
Yeah, like
okay.
Buffet.
And Maffei and Sean. Did they say?
It's Tommy Crumble.
Tommy. Well, where did I get Tom? Oh well, Tommy Crumble. Now, Tommy. Now, what are you in this production?
I am the writer and director and cinematographer and editor and everything. He's the one-man operation.
Gotcha. How much can you, okay, no spoilers. Can you give us a little bit about what the movie's about without giving it away, but kind of a teaser, if you will?
It's I mean, it kind of comes across originally kind of like a slasher film. You know, a group of people kind of have to take shelter in this abandoned jail, but it's more of a psychological type of twist on it than you'll know. There's a lot of comedy in it. All my stuff has a lot of sarcastic, comedy, because that's just what I like. And the kills are usually there's usually a few that's kind of creative. Pretty disgusting, especially this ones. Yeah. So, spoiler.
There you go. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and mark that one down, gentlemen. We've got some business to take care of. We're gonna give away some stuff, and wait to see the nun outfit. But thank you for letting us interrupt your entire evening and do what we're doing. So everybody, like I said, I'll mix the commercials in later, but we do have a couple giveaways to take care of. First thing I want to do is anystickeryouwant.com, and that's any sticker, the letter U, want.com. They were the people at Scarefest that were doing the, had the van where they could make any sticker you want there on the spot. Very popular vendor. I think they've been there before. People were asking for them back. But the thing is, they made some Scarefest stickers. And these Scarefest stickers with the skull, it's a simple logo. But their window decals, there we've got a picture of it up on screen right now. People said, oh my God, I want one. Well, guess what? Here is your chance. We are going to give away one of these stickers. It's a Scarefest logo. It's pretty simple. It says when it was established. It is not time specific. It's not Scarefest X or Scarefest XI. It is just Scarefest. So, if you would like to have one of those stickers mailed to you via the United States Post Office, let's go on Twitter, since I'm really pissed at Facebook tonight already. Go on Twitter, tag at the Scarefest. No hashtag, but because I'm watching the Scarefest page, if you will just say, I want that sticker. The first person to say, I want that sticker on Twitter, tagging the Scarefest so that it shows up in our mentions, we will give you that sticker. Now, the other thing we have to give away, we were at Wicked World last week. Now, if you missed the live version on Facebook, I do not have the archive posted yet because it's going to take a lot of fucking editing, okay? And I am not a video editor. So, just so you know. So but we do have a, they call it a triple threat combo pass. This gets you in whenever they're open. Ken, where are they open? Wednesday through Sunday, I think it is. Okay.
Wednesday through Sunday, and I think you can get in all season long, can't you, with that pass?
Yeah, it's good. It's good all season long. Any day they're open, get you into all 3 of their main attractions. That's the fright, the haunted house, the clown,
and the zombie,
thing,
zombie laser tag.
Zombie laser tag rocks, people. We did zombie laser tag. We got some of it on film. Here's the thing: if you do zombie laser tag, keep your group down to 3 or 4 people. We went through with 6 or 7, and the people in the front got some action. The people in the back got some action. The people in the middle were just walking around carrying shit. But I'm serious. It was a lot of fun, and it is as much fun as it sounds like it would be. But keep your group small, 2 or 3 people, so you can go full on Walking Dead and, you know, do the little. Brandon Griffith actually saved my ass. I almost got grabbed. I wasn't paying attention, and one of them come running up the hallway, and he was there. He had my back, baby. He had my back. So if you would like to win one of these triple threat combo passes, a $30 value, incidentally, a $30 value. I looked it up online. Just go on Twitter and say, I want that pass. Go on Twitter, tag at the Scarefest, I want that pass. Okay, Holly has won the sticker. Holly,
already?
Holly,
oh my God!
Yeah, she was tweeting before she even knew what the freaking line was. Said I'm trying to win, but Holly LA, who I met at Scarefest, and she's a lovely, lovely lady. I'll get your address, Holly. I'll private message you, and we will get you your sticker. I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. Holly LA won the sticker. We're still waiting for a winner on the Wicked World Triple Threat Combo Pass. So, while we're waiting on that, wait a minute, I got one more. Let's see if somebody tried to win. No, it's still Holly. She's still bullshitting her way through the night. Anyway, while we've got Damien with us, Damien Muffet.
How's it going?
Just fine. Now you're the director, right?
No, you just talked to the director.
That was Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay, now what are you? Tell me again.
Just an actor.
Oh, you're just an actor. Okay.
Yep.
That's why. Well, that's why he said he got killed. Duh.
Right.
You can tell I am so on top of things. Okay. So
This is a scheduled thing anyway. That's fine.
Now, Damien, what would our viewers now? And remember, we've got hardcore horror fans here. Where would they know you from?
Maybe The Strangers Pray at Night. Maybe just came out. I was the man in the mask in that.
Okay.
Otherwise,
okay. Well, I mean, hey, I do internet radio.
Sure.
You can see where I'm at. I'm still on internet radio. You're still light years ahead of me. So now
I got another one coming out. It'll be fun. It's an Eli Roth produced thing.
Now what lit the acting bug for you?
It's just as a child watching movies, I often would rewatch them over and over again, and I would try to put myself in there, like Aliens. I wanted to be one of the Marines, so I kind of like mentally stick myself in there. I'd the movie, and I'd be in there with them. And my mother was very appreciative of theater and film, and she I was watching horror movies when I was a kid, but I always remember she would walk in like when I was watching something completely inappropriate, but she would spot some of the like veteran actors or an actor towards the end of his career, like picking up a paycheck or whatever, like a Farley Granger or like a Clu Gulager. And she was like, "Oh, it's Clu Gulager." I've always liked him. I think he's underrated. And then the next day, like she'd take me to the video store, and I'd get some more of their movies, and I just kind of developed an appreciation for some of the better actors in what were probably bad movies. And then high school, I just took an acting class, and sort of happened from there. And I went to acting school. This was all in New York. And, I stumbled around for a long time. But,
you don't look old enough to remember video stores.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The mom and pop ones, too. So even pre-Blockbuster.
Ooh.
Cheap John's, Mama Savetsky's video store was a big one. I actually remember, I distinctly remember in Mama Savetsky's holding up the cover for Sleepaway Camp because I had the note on it and reading the note and thinking, why did this kid continue to write like someone's in the room? Oh no! And I was like, it doesn't make sense. But I wanted that movie, but my mother wouldn't let me get that one. But I did manage to somehow dupe them into letting me rent Return of the Living Dead, which is where the Clu Gulager thing came in. Yep.
Now one more question for you. Just getting into the acting business now. Now, is horror where you see yourself progressing, or do you have what is your dream part? Looking around what's in cinema today. Now, I mean, if you want to do, horror movies, that's great. But tell me the truth. What's your dream?
My dream part is actually a movie that is in development right now. It's a movie about a peeping Tom. It's a guy that has, sort of a sickness. He's trying to deal with it. Honestly, that is my dream part. I think it's been something that we've kind of been festering for a decade. I think it's brilliant. It's a wonderful part. It's deep. It's very emotionally strong. It's a performance-driven thing. So that would be my dream part. I mean, I'm a horror fan, so I don't mind doing, horror movies. I just want to do good projects. So But I get that there's depth, and then there's like junk food. But and I don't have a problem with doing junk food as long as it's well made. There's some quality to it.
Oh right, no, I understand that, and don't get me wrong. I don't mean to disperse the horror movie, because that's one thing since I've gotten to doing this show, and I've had to watch a lot more horror movies than I used to, and I have seen some amazing things done on, you could tell, no budget. Some amazing things. Great acting, great directing, and then honestly, I've seen others that you could tell they blew their budget on makeup. I was with one of the zombie movies, and you could tell after the first 5 minutes they were like, the army had to use bicycles and shit like that because they had no money left. So I get that, but no, I'm impressed to hear that your dream part is the way you described it, more of a thriller type horror movie.
Yeah.
So in other words, you want something you can really sink your teeth into. I appreciate that. But
I've had this past year and a half, I've had good amount of success and a lot of fun doing back-to-back masked menaces in two fairly high-budget theatrically released films, and it's a very different experience for me, and it's been a lot of fun. I love doing it. I enjoy the product. And I would do it again, but it's not acting. So I would like to continue to be able to do both. It's not easy, but yeah.
Okay, I'm going to toss it over to Ken now. I will, before I do that, I want to remind everybody, no one has won our Triple Threat Combo Pass, a $30 value, to Wicked World it's Lexington, Nicholasville, right on the county line there. Great haunted attraction. It's Halloween, people. You got to want to go. Ken, over to you.
So, like, you were talking about the role that you really, really want, but, like, I wonder for you, what makes a great role? What do you look at and think, okay, this is garbage, or this is something fantastic? Like, what do you look for?
Well, a character arc would be a nice thing, where the character starts out in one place, and you want to be able to take them on a journey within the movie, and with a lot of ensemble horror pieces, you just can't do that because it's like, here's our people now, they're going to do some, people things, and then we got to start knocking them off. So,
right.
To have that. So, I mean, you'd like to be able to take them on a little bit of a journey. And, I mean, when I'm watching something, I want to be emotionally invested in the characters one way or another. I mean, whether you love them or dislike them greatly, intentionally. I like to be, intentional dislike. So, I mean, that's what, I hope for is playing a character that the audience will warm to or go in the opposite direction.
But, like, how many of the projects that have come to you have you looked at and said, okay, like, I'm totally not doing that. Like, that's total garbage. I'm like, totally not. How many of those have come your way?
Over the last year, there's been a few, and I try to be like, like, it's just, this isn't for me. But there's been, it's very flattering, like someone wants you in something they're going to put all this time and effort in, and like I really appreciate that. But like, there are some movies where I'm like, I don't understand why you're even bothering to make this. It's just mean. Like, you should probably get help. It's just like, top rape or something. Like, I can't do that, and I would never have done it, no matter what position I was in. Like some things like I just like
aren't for you.
Yeah.
Right. So, like in terms of where like your career is going, do you think like you would move to TV or like made for TV movies, or what do you think you want to stay with like cinema, or what's on your plate?
I don't really know. I just.
I know.
Oh, you know, Felissa? Felissa knows. So. All right. Then. Well, we got a couple more movies going on in the works there happening. So certainly for the very near future, it's going to be more movies. I would love to go back and continue to do theater. I do love that. I mean, if it's a good project, I would do TV or something. I mean, like TV is so different now than, even 10 years ago or whatever. It's TV now. Now TV is the, everything goes. Anything can go on TV now. Like theaters are like kind of the safe zone. So
Right.
Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead are the other ones. Shut up. This was your interview, Felissa. Now they're so close the door. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, just like cool stuff, just like cool projects. I mean, you know what I'd like to be in? I'd like to be in a remake of The Birds. I know this, but you know what else I'd like to do? Like another Blob entry. Like I just want another Blob movie.
Like another Blob, you think?
Yeah. I mean, I was interested in maybe a Rob Zombie Blob.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think why not just keep making Blob movies?
So do you think that there are certain parts of the horror genre or the horror theme that have just been played out? Like they've been done and done and done? Or do you think there's like room to grow?
I think, it goes in waves, and I think it needs time to like go away and breathe. Like zombies. I think everyone's had enough of that. Although, everyone had enough of that, and then Train to Busan came out, and it was kind of like, hey! But I think maybe zombies need to go away for a little bit. Unless, if someone could come up with something that's just like a good movie, like a refreshing take on it. But that standard zombie thing, like, I can't even be bothered. Like, I'm like, oh, no. Like, is such an exhausting thing. So...
Well, so like, just real quick, like as a plug, where can our listeners find you? Like, are you on the Twitter? Are you on the Gram? Are you on the Facebook?
I'm on all of them. I'm on the Twitter. I'm on the Facebook, and I'm on the Gram.
Okay.
The Gram seems to be going well.
Get with it, Wes. We're being millennial about it. Like
the IG, yeah. And I try to talk to people on there. And
like, do you think like that, like interaction between you and the people who follow you there, like, do you think that lends positivity to your career, or do you think it's a distraction?
I think it's very positive. They all, well, it's funny. It's not like someone will message me on Instagram and they'll be like, I know you're never going to see this, but I loved you and like Pray at Night. And I just want to say like what you did there with your eyes or whatever. I'm like, that's amazing. Like, it's very cool as someone who grew up as a fan of the genre, like for you to be saying this to me. It's like, I went out there to like do this thing with the bag in my head, and like, you're just trying to make little moments happen so that you appreciate that. That's really cool. And they're like, I can't believe you're talking to me. I'm like,
but
yeah.
Like, does that seem like surreal to you at all? Like,
I'm just like, it's, I'm just some guy. I'm dude. Like, I'm on Instagram and I'm typing to you while my kids are like throwing stuff at me and, like just completely, bowling me over. It's like, I just have gotten lucky enough to kind of keep being able to do what I want to do. And so, I mean, it's, I tell you, on Strangers, on the Pray at Night, a friend in high school, we used to make these Friday the 13th movies. And, they were great. We filmed them in one day. Horrible stuff. But we thought they were
real quality that. Yeah.
But we thought they were going to be huge. And he's gone on to be, his name's Brian Fitzpatrick. He's gone on to produce, some good stuff and be, in the industry. And he came to visit us on set in Kentucky. And, I was literally standing in the bushes with an axe, and they were getting ready to put the mask on me, and Bailey Madison was in front of me, and I was going to chase her out. And he came over to me, and he said, "Not much has changed, has it? Like 20 years passed by." I was like, you're right. I mean, the pay has changed, but
thank God.
Really, my wife would not have been happy.
Right, obviously. So you talked about having kids and you also talk about, your wife, but like, how do you balance this personal life against this professional career? Like, is that a difficult thing for you to do, or do you find it easier to do?
It's definitely the hardest part is leaving, for 2 months or more at a time. I have 3 kids. The youngest one is 11 months old. He was actually born during this movie I shot called Haunt. It's the Eli Roth produced movie. It's guys that they wrote A Quiet Place. They directed it. But yeah, so I flew back. They induced my wife. We had a child. We were like, yay! And then I went back to finish Haunt. And leaving them is the toughest part. And so, that almost kind of, you want it to be worth it. Missing these, each day, especially that young, you're missing moments. So that's it. Yeah. But
it has to be somewhat like rewarding to know that you're putting something out there that they'll be able to enjoy, when they're older and they're, mature.
Yeah. They have no interest in what I'm doing.
But they'd be like, look, my daddy did something. Like, how cool is that?
When The Strangers came out, he pretended he didn't care, but,
he cared. His
bus driver was like, I heard you're in that Strangers movie that's coming out. I can't watch horror movies, but that's really cool. Okay. And back, like, a few years back, he used to tell people I was on The Walking Dead, which I never was. But so I would have all these teachers that would want to meet me, and they'd be like, "Oh, so you're on The Walking Dead?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm not." And they just completely lose interest. Like, who did you think I was?
Your kid is going to totally write your Wikipedia.
Someone needs to get in there.
All right, Wes, back to you, Mr. Forsyth.
Okay, I have one more question before we let you go. We're just about at the end of the show. And by the way, everybody, Wicked World, the Triple Threat Pass. Nobody has went on Twitter and said, I want the pass. That's all you got to do. Go on Twitter, tag the Scarefest, I want the pass. It's a good deal. I'll take it if nobody else will, because I want to go back with fewer people. Are you prepared for success in the horror industry? Now, the reason I'm asking this, okay, you were mentioning about, a couple movies where you had a mask on your head. Do you realize when you start going to these conventions, people will ask you, when you were wearing that mask and you didn't think anybody knew who the hell you were, why did you turn left instead of pausing and turning right? That's the way these horror fans are. They break these things down, buddy.
Well, I've gotten them. They've been coming at me for a year here. It's been wonderful. And look, I'm a horror fan, so I did it, to these guys. I was at the original Fangoria conventions in New York City. So, I'm ready for all that.
Cool.
And I welcome it, please. And, every once in a while I get a guy like, what the fuck were you guys doing, man? I love the first Strangers. You guys ruined my childhood. All right. Sorry.
Okay, we're at the end of the episode. Before we go, though, has Felissa managed to get in her nun costume?
She has. She's actually disappeared upstairs. Was she supposed to appear on this?
We wanted to get a look at her in her nun costume, but if it can't be done, it can't be done.
They're telling me to stop talking. They're giving me the
Good enough. Good enough.
Role.
Well, we're going to call it a night, everybody. This has been Scarefest Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Good talking to you guys. Bye.